Welcome to this little instruction and information video about safely connecting electricity to your boat. We're at the Yamaha Center in Hanage, south of Stockholm. In Sweden, this is the latest trend in outdoor recreation. Boats. Everybody wants one. But all of this is completely useless if, when you get into the boat, the batteries are dead. Often the problem isn't the batteries themselves, but the way you charge them. I'm going to show you a way of charging your batteries safely and effectively, and you can install it by yourself. The boat we're going to install everything into is a Grandezza, so follow me to the Grandezza. When we Swedes go on a boat trip, we like to be comfortable. Some people even take their microwave with them on the boat. But we need power for our laptop computers, and for this and that really drains the batteries. Stek is famous for their car battery chargers, and they have some pretty impressive customers. Lamborghini, Porsche, Mercedes, Maybach, Aston Martin, and many more. So this really is high-quality stuff. Now they've come up with a way of safely connecting electricity to your boat. You buy a set that matches your particular boat model. There are a number of basic systems that can be extended and adapted to suit your individual needs. Today, we're going to install an AC power system for safe battery charging. And for that, we're going to run connections to whatever needs to be charged. We'll begin by installing this. This is the main power inlet for the main power cable, which looks like this. If you don't have a clue what this is, you probably shouldn't be doing this at all. But now we have to do some drilling to get this into place. Since you only get one try at this, the template is a great help. There. Now we need three 3.5mm holes for the screws. There. No sticky silicone, no mess. The gaskets keep this completely sealed. And of course the screws are stainless steel. Stainless screws are a bit softer, so if you're going to use a screw gun, don't go all the way in, because these screws are more fragile. There. The last bit I'll tighten by hand. Now that's better. When you've got this far, you can either sit down, have a beer and admire your work, or you can do the inside, which is what we're going to do now. We're done installing the power inlet, now we're going to do the inside of the boat. All the cables in the systems come in different lengths, and you can always adapt the system to suit your needs. But this cable has an area of 2.5 square millimeters, and that's really important. Other systems only have 1.5 square millimeter cables. That basically means that with this, you get 16 amps instead of just 10. It's more durable, and it's safer for your boat, and you'll avoid accidents. These cables are also fitted with snap connections, which means that you don't have to strip the cable. If you do that, you'll need a certified electrician. We're going to install 3 different units. I'll install this electricity cabinet on the side here, where it's easily accessible, and the switches are easy to set. Now this is the main charging unit. With this switch, you set the charger to suit your individual needs. Then we'll install this unit, which supplies power to the starter battery, so you'll never have a problem starting the boat. And then a small bonus, a wall socket for your laptop computer or other appliances. That will be installed in that end of the boat. The system comes with different modules, but make sure it fits your boat when you buy it. The guys in the store should be able to help you find the right stuff for your particular boat. But we'll start by doing a little sawing, and for that you need some courage and a good template. Now when you're sawing, I really recommend wearing a jacket because fiberglass dust itches like crazy. If the template was right, it should fit. And of course it does. That's that. Now all we have to do is drill some screw holes. Now the cabinet is in place. This is the perfect location for the control panel. It's well hidden, but still accessible. Everything is in one place. I want to show you a couple of features. Here we have a galvanic insulator, which eliminates harmful galvanic currents. You know, the currents that can corrode the metal on propellers, ladders and so on. On the right is a feature that helps you control another harmful element, your electrical bill. This is a switch for the boat's hot water supply. This means that the batteries are kept nicely charged until you want to use the boat. But if you don't use it for 2 weeks or so, the charger won't waste energy heating water you don't use. Just switch this off, and the gadget will take care of that for you. Now we have to screw the main charging unit into place. That can be a little bit tricky since boats are a bit cramped, but surely everybody knows that already. It's a good idea to place this close to the electrical cabinet, so you don't need a lot of wiring. A very simple and practical solution. There, now those 2 units are in place. I really love things that are simple and easy to install. From these 2 units we have 2 power plugs. They'll be connected to this socket, which I'll install down there. After that, all we have to do is, I'll show you if I can only reach it. It's a pretty long way down. Once I've attached these 2 terminals to the battery, the whole charging installation is finished. I'm also going to install an extra wall socket, but basically it's as simple as that. Now all I have to do is connect the cables. That's the positive terminal. Now I'll connect the negative. And here's another feature. This is a small sensor, and it's placed close to the battery. It checks the temperature of the battery and adjusts the charging accordingly. This system has every feature imaginable. Now I'm going to connect the negative terminal. It's located deep into the engine compartment, so I'll just crawl in there for a moment. These cables are far too long for our needs, but remember, you're not ever supposed to cut these cables. They are cased and ready for use. Instead, you roll them up and tie them together. Never cut them, because then you can't install them yourself. Then your warranty is void, and the insurance companies will go ballistic. Here are the 2 connectors for the starter battery. From now on, these are always powered, so you'll always get your boat started. Now we're finished connecting the starter battery. There's not a lot of space here, but that's boats for you. I think boats are really cool because you're basically fitting an entire apartment into 40-50 square feet of space, plus your family and a dog with life jackets. The most difficult thing, especially in a brand new boat like this one, is getting up the courage to drill a big hole in it. The fact that you might get it all wrong is pretty scary. But the templates that come with the set are a great help. If you put them up, it's actually pretty hard to mess up. That takes some skill. I could go on a tour doing this. The different systems have different cable lengths. You might have to make sure they fit your needs, but the connections are done like this. You just go like this, snap, and you're done. The rest is all about planning. In this case, I have 1 outlet left on the main unit. To that I can connect a cable that goes in there, through here, to here. And then I have a 240-volt socket over here for whatever appliances I may need. I only have to make sure I don't have any connections inside the wall, since that can be a bit of a problem. But now I have a 13-foot cable, which will do just fine. If I need to extend it, I should put the connection down here where it's easily accessible. With a little bit of planning, everything goes smoothly. There has to be a way to get down here. What I'm doing now is actually planning. Now I'm drilling a nice, inconspicuous hole for the cable. Then I'm going to run the cable all the way to the socket. Can someone please hand me the cable? This isn't easy to do all by yourself. Getting some help from one or two people isn't a bad idea. I've used one of these. Electricians use these for inserting cables into wire ducts. But now that's done, all I have to do is connect these and then connect the cable over there. This is the connector from the socket. Snap, there. Now I just have to connect the other end of the cable to the cabinet. All done. Let's see, this is all very interesting indeed. I was pretty sure I'd have to extend the cable. But you often need less cable than you think, because you tend to measure a little loosely, especially around the corners. This will do very nicely indeed. I only have to connect this. There. Now everything is finished. If you should need a couple more wall sockets, you can insert this split connector. But now the kids can watch their DVD in there, and considering how much work I did running the cables, they can only watch movies if they do the dishes every day of the trip. All done. To sum it all up, this takes about 3 hours to do, and you feel very pleased with yourself when you're done. It only gets expensive if you break something, and expensive is never a lot of money. And this happens to be one of the most inexpensive brands on the market. There are far more expensive systems, and mark my words, far worse systems. Anyway, now you know which one to choose. Now it's time for a beer, and this time, by God, we won't even consider going non-alcoholic.